Hey heroes, Master Coco here, and today I am going to be giving you a backspinning kick tutorial, okay? Some people call it spin kick, hook kick, backspinning kick, back hook kick, okay? Tui olio chagi, I'm gonna go over backspinning kick. You don't need a bob. If you have one, fantastic. You can do this without a target. You might want to have like a chair or a wall to do some drills to help you with your technique. And I'm going to go over some common mistakes and some exercises to help you work on your spin kick so you guys can improve while you're at home safe. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to go over some of the more common mistakes that I see with spinning kick. Okay, for me, the two most common mistakes that I see is when a student is setting up to do the spin kick, as they start turning around, they try to bring their torso to the target like that. Okay? When you're doing a spinning kick, you cannot bring your torso in that way. It's going to jam up your hip. Okay? So again, if I spin like this and I'm like leaning forward with my chest, my shoulder, and my head, it's going to jam up my hip, and I'm going to get this really ugly kick. Okay, I'm going to have very limited mobility there on that kick. Okay, so, don't want to do that. Okay, also, very commonly, is the leg is lifted up way back here. Okay, so it's lifted up from here, and then it kind of falls short, and it gets the hip starts turning outward, okay, and you get that kind of like outside crescent kick sort of technique with the toes pointing up, okay? So again, lifting the foot up too soon, lifting the foot up from back here, right, and then trying to pull it around, and you get this kind of looking thing, okay? So for the spin kick, you want to have a nice arc, okay, and a gradual rise of the kick from the floor to the target, okay? So the first thing that you're going to want to do is get a nice deep pivot, okay? I get a nice deep pivot like this. Now from this position, my foot should go in an even line as it climbs. It should climb evenly, okay? So it should not come up here and then try to get to the target, okay? So I pivot, okay? And then my foot is kind of like tracing the floor. It's rising up slowly. I'm leaning my body away from the target instead of leaning toward the target. Okay, I'm leaning my body away from the target and my leg is rising, boom, comes across. Okay? So, to break it down, we're going to pivot. We want to have like a flat back toward the target. Okay? And keep in mind, there are many variations to every kick. So there's a lot of different ways you can go ahead and throw this kick. The way I'm showing you now is pretty much bringing it around with the leg extended, and then it's going to kind of hook in as it comes around. You can pivot, okay, and tuck in the knee, almost like you were going to shoot a back kick, okay? I can tuck in my knee, and then from here, okay, I can open up and hook the leg around this way. Boom. Okay? But for today's tutorial, okay, we're just going to kind of work on bringing that leg around and developing the control with the leg. Okay? So to avoid, number one, to avoid our torso coming at the target, think of yourself almost bowing away from the target, okay? So I'm gonna go to throw this spin kick. I wanna bow in the opposite direction, okay? So I'm bowing the opposite direction like that. That's gonna free up my hip, okay? That's gonna free up my hip and allow me to get some nice speed, okay? And it'll open everything up so I can come around with my kick. Okay, here I bow, boom, come around like that. Okay? So, again, pivot, torso down, away from the target. Okay? And then remember, you're gonna want to keep turning, okay? So to avoid lifting your foot. So try to turn more and kick less, okay? So work on that pivot, really crank your body up and let that bring the leg around, okay? If I were to twist my neck around and then my torso and keep turning, my leg has to follow, okay? And as you can see, it goes all the way around, right? Turn, 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 whoop. My leg gets that nice, smooth follow through, okay? When you're stiff up top and you don't pivot enough and you don't turn, you're lifting the leg, it gets jammed up, doesn't come through, okay? So I want to be here, boom, all the way around, okay? So again, making sure that I pivot the foot nice and deep, okay? A lot of people go ahead and step and plant the foot, right? They'll do like a 1 and then maybe 2, so it's like 2 pivots, okay? If you were in combat, that's gonna be too slow, right? So you want it to just be 1 motion. So from my stance, from my position, nice deep pivot, okay? Turn my body, as I'm pulling my leg toward the target, I'm keeping it low, pulling it toward the target, my body is leaning down, okay? I'm looking over my shoulder, and I'm raising my leg up, boom. Bam. Okay? Here. Bam. Like that. So, when you're practicing the kick, a lot of times getting all those movements together is difficult. Okay, so what I recommend is doing the kick in stages. So, we can start out, okay, kind of like in a neutral stance, facing the opposite direction from Bob, or from your target. Okay, and this is where holding on to something can come in handy. Okay, you can just hold, that way your leg's not getting as tired, you have a little bit better balance, okay? And then go ahead, and then from here, okay, it's much easier to pull the leg around because I have 90 degrees less that I have to pivot and turn. So I'm in this position here, all I have to do is look over and make sure I don't lean over with my upper body, just look, right? Remember, I'm leaning down, okay, almost like I was doing a hip throw or shoulder throw, okay? Leaning this way, that way my hip can pop up, and I can just bring my leg like that to bob. And I can bring it right back here, or to your target, okay? If you don't have a target and you're doing it in the air, and you don't have something to physically stop your leg, okay, you can go ahead and just lift, boom, place it down, reset, okay? Or you can try to pull it around, okay, I can go here, boom, hook it, pull it around, okay, reset, right? And I can try, so I don't get dizzy, I can try from the other side, just lift my leg, lean, pull, okay, reset, right, turn, lean, pull, okay, and reset like that. So you can go ahead and practice this, right, and you can adjust the angle on the kick. So I can practice a bunch of these, boom, nice and easy, or I'm just from here doing a quarter kick, okay? That way I also practice keeping my leg horizontal so that those toes don't pop up, right? And of course, when you're doing the back spin kick, you can strike with the heel. This is a traditional way to strike the most powerful, right, with the heel, okay? But you can also extend the foot and hit with the whole foot, especially if you're sparring or fighting, okay? When you extend the foot, you're gonna get a lot more reach. You can still hit with a lot of impact with the foot in a firm position this way, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and just from here, boom, make sure that I'm keeping my hip up and not allowing my toes to turn up. And kick. And kick. Okay? Kick. I can pull my knee in, I can come back. Okay? And then you can increase the distance of the kick, increase the angle. So I can start, I can now 35. Okay, so I went from the 90, this is a 180, the full kick. Okay, kind of split the difference. So I'm here, so I have to do a little more pivoting. Boom. Okay. So reset here, turn my head. Make sure you're always turning your head to look. So if I'm starting like this, turn my head. Boom. Kick. Okay, and again, change sides, that way you don't get dizzy. Okay, so here, boom, right? Reset to here, boom, okay? Until you can open it all the way up, and then you can try getting your stance, and then you can work on the full kick. Okay, and again, remembering to try to just have one pivot instead of stepping, planting, and then doing multiple pivots. So practice one, boom, like that. Okay? There you have it, some tips for your back spinning kick. Hope you guys are doing well. See you soon.